What is up, Legionnaires? Welcome to the channel. I'm Mark, and I'm back again with the top 10 for this coming week's new comic book day. If you want to see what's on my list, don't go anywhere. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Let's get it started. Huge shout out to the homies over at Big Time Collectibles. Be sure to check out their website. Follow them on social media. All the MegaCon exclusives are starting to get posted. You don't want to miss out on some awesomeness over there. And you can also find them on Whatnot if you can't make it to the show. They typically run Whatnot shows during the con and all that kind of good stuff, so don't miss out. Also, if you need anything cleaned or pressed, hit up the homie Justin over on Instagram. He can hook it up, take care of you. His link is in the description. And as always, a huge shout out to ABX Comics and Games, my local comic shop right here in Augusta, Georgia. If you're ever in the area, be sure to swing by. And if you're looking for a Facebook group to talk comics, tabletop gaming, all that good stuff, the link to that is also in the description of all my videos. So let's get into it. This is my top 10 picks for January 31st, 2024. This is it. The first month of 2024 is already coming to an end. And it's actually been a really huge month. It's been super duper solid, and they're going out on top. This week, there's all kinds of good stuff. So these are in no particular order, and this is my top 10. It's not your top 10, so I'd be very interested to see where yours is different. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're most excited about. If it's on this list, let me know. If it's not, let me know. But this is actually a pretty well-rounded list. I slant heavily DC on this channel and in my life. But this is a very well-rounded list. I'm very proud of myself for this. We're going to kick it off with none other than World's Finest Annual 2024. This is the first annual we're getting, I believe, from World's Finest, and we're going to take a pause from the big Earth 22 Kingdom Come event happening in this book, and we're going to go back and look at a few different things that we've done along the way, such as the origin of Metamorpho told through this title. We're going to visit the Challengers of the Unknown, as well as Bumblebee. So there's just going to be romping around. It seems like there'll be a few short stories in this one. Mark Waid, Dan Moore have been putting out a consistently amazing book for the past couple of years with this. Cannot stress it enough. If you have not read this, go pick up the collected volumes, read a couple of story arcs. You will be amazed with how good it is. It's set in an unspecific time in the past, so it's not burdened by current continuity, and it's just telling amazing stories with amazing art. Fantastic book all around. I'm excited for this one. Next up, another one I'm big excited for. It's Incredible Hulk, issue number 8. Philip Kennedy Johnson has brought the Green Goliath back to life into the forefront of my Marvel pools. I absolutely love what's happening in this title. And most of all, Ghost Rider is also one of my top tier characters at Marvel. And we're getting this really, really awesome World War II Ghost Rider that was introduced 2 issues ago, and we're going to be wrapping up that story arc involving him in this one. So I'm excited to see how they work well together now that they've battled it out. This Ghost Rider has set himself up as a really cool character, super powerful. They're dealing with this small town, and this Ghost Rider protects it. And after a misunderstanding and an awesome battle, it looks like they're going to be teaming up to rid this small town of the evil that it's facing. Nick Klein is crushing it on the art. Philip Kennedy Johnson is one of those can't-miss writers. Amazing 10-year-old Superman. He's doing John Stewart Green Lantern right now, crushing it on Hulk. Big excited, big excited. Next up, this was on my list 2 weeks ago. I was going to try out this Avengers Twilight. Nelson over at Big Time Collectibles said, Mark, pick it up. I did. I read it. I absolutely loved it. Chip Zdarsky's writing this one. If you've ever read the greatest comic story ever told, that's right, Kingdom Come. That's what this is. It's Marvel's Kingdom Come. There's been other stories that have been like Marvel's Kingdom Come before, like Earth X and stuff, but this is legitimately like Marvel's Kingdom Come. Futuristic world. Our heroes of today are gone or forgotten or sidelined or dead, and the new generation seem like terrible people, ruling society horribly, hushing people up, limiting all kinds of stuff. And people need their hero back. They need their symbol back. They need their beacon of hope back. For DC, that's Superman. But for Marvel, it's none other than Steve Rogers. And he was reactivated in that first issue. And I cannot wait to see what he's going to do. It looks like he's going to be going head up against a terrible, terrible child of Iron Man and Janet Dine. Yeah, the Wasp. So we'll see how it plays out. I'm definitely in for this one. Chip Zdarsky did a great job setting the stage, giving us the players. Let's see how this plays out in issue number 2. Go back and get issue 1. You won't regret it. Next up, the Energon universe is firing on all cylinders now. We got all of our titles out. Void Rivals is on hiatus. Transformers is rocking and rolling. Cobra Commander dropped 2 weeks ago, and it was great. Now we get Duke issue number 2. So we have Conrad here out on a mission to get his own answers, where his government won't give it to him. He wants answers about that robot jet that turned into this beast and killed people and almost killed him. He's going to go find him himself, but he can't do it on his own. He needs some allies. We're going to see who he picks up along the way, if they'll be friend or foe, and we're going to just be following along. This felt like a straight up like Rick Flag title to me, almost the way like it just plays out. But dude, he was awesome. Paced well, was fantastic. Joshua Williamson is crafting Duke and Cobra Commander titles. Amazing, absolutely amazing. The whole John universe rollout at Image Comics has been amazing. They've completely stuck the landing on every single title. So if you're not in on the Energon universe, it's still not too late. Catch up ASAP. Get in on it. It's amazing. Next up, where some things are just kicking off and full steam, some things are coming to an end. We have Titans Beast World, issue number 6, The Final Evolution. This series, I've said it every time almost, has no business being as good as it is. My words are all messed up. My ear's still messed up, so all I can hear is myself echoing. So I'm doing the best I can here. But issue number 6, Tom Taylor's little mini event inside of the pages of Titans has been fantastic. In a nutshell, Gar transformed into a Starro, got out of control. His spores infected the planet, turning people into critters. Amanda Waller has been playing and moving cards and doing all kinds of stuff behind the scenes. Now it looks like half the population is siding with the heroes are out of line, and half the population are siding with the heroes. We're going to see how it all plays out. My guess is that the Titans are going to take an L in this one. We already saw the death of a major character 2 issues ago. Now we're going to see Raven facing off against the new wild villain, Dr. Hate, where Amanda Waller took a broken piece off of Dr. Fate's helmet and crafted her own evil Dr. Fate, known as Dr. Hate, who's channeling the Lords of Chaos. This character is a wild card to the perfect definition of the term. Cannot wait to see how this plays out. My money's on Dr. Hate. That chaos magic is on another level. We'll see what happens. Raven's already a little bit out of whack. You know, she made that weird judgment call in that last issue of the Titan series proper and banished someone to the Phantom Zone without real reason to, but we'll see how it plays out. The Titans are kind of questionable character right now. It's just interesting what they're doing with them. We'll see where it goes. Next up, Alan Scott Green Lantern is back. I know this book is getting a lot of press. A lot of people on some of the more, more critical channels, to put it nicely, that all they like to do is talk about the stuff they're critical of and never really put any positivity back into the market. They love to target this book, but they clearly aren't reading it. Tim Sheridan is not a writer that I would have told you like I have a lot of faith in. I read Teen Titans Academy. It kind of let me down. I feel like there was a lot of editorial stuff happening back then that it really didn't have room to really fulfill its story. He also worked with Jeremy Adams and Jeff Johns on Flashpoint Beyond, which was fantastic. But besides that, I wasn't too familiar with his stuff. So I went into this one kind of not knowing, and knowing that the subject matter of this book is also a highly controversial thing for comic books. Alan Scott's a Golden Age character who has been retconned to be a gay man in comics. That happened years ago during the New 52 stuff. So this is really the first time since years ago that happened that they're actually addressing the Earth proper Alan Scott in that current state. So it's kind of going to, like, there's people going into this upset by that. There's people going into this new to the character. And then there's people like me who, I don't care as long as it makes sense in the story and you deliver a good story. And that's not who the character is. That's something about the character. You know, like Superman being heterosexual is not who he is. That's just a part of his life. And that's how this is being handled. This is a difficult one to balance. And Tim Sheridan is knocking it out of the park, with the exception of making the Spectre kind of too nice in the last issue. Everything else has just been solid. A great mystery title right here, balancing and dealing with a lot of stuff in his past and bringing it forward into the future of the character. He has not tampered or destroyed anything about the established history of this character. He's also dealing with the introduction of new characters such as the Golden Age Red Lantern that Jeff Johns introduced. So this has been super solid. I can't point that out enough. Like, the people that aren't going to like it, you're not going to like it. If you're just looking for a proper good story, this is that, and it's being handled with grace and care. Big shout out to Tim Sheridan. Keep doing good work, my man. Next up, this is one that I'm still on the fence if I'm going to pick it up. I'm kind of torn. $5.99 price tag. And what this is, it's repackaging the backup stories. We got introduced to Trinity, Wonder Woman's daughter, that we still don't know a lot about in Wonder Woman 800. They're going to take that short story. They're going to take the backup stories out of Wonder Woman issue number 2 through 5, I believe, and then give us a small new bit of comic in this, collecting all of Trinity's appearance in one special edition book here. So I want to read that new one. I've read everything so far about her, and I've been loving it, especially her hanging out with John Kent and Damian Wayne, which is fantastic. The banter, the dialogue, everything. It's just really, really fun, interesting character. I want to know more about her multiple lassos. I want to know it all. Definitely in for the character. But $5.99 just for a little bit of new content. I get doing this. It's definitely a great idea to repackage this stuff to get new readers onto the character. But what about all of us that pick up this stuff anyways? Now you're asking us to pay $6 for probably 8 pages of new story. That's tough, but I'm probably going to end up doing it. We'll see. We'll see. Next up, switching over to the independent comics, we got Boom Studios Power Rangers Unlimited number 1. This is just a one-shot. They put these in every so often. This one's called the Morphin Masters. Now, this one is important. A lot of these Power Rangers Unlimited books will just be kind of history context or other dimension context with other Ranger teams. This one directly follows issue 116 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. We're in the middle of like this huge saga with the Dark Spectre. And this is kind of touching base with a character who was brought back after a long time, not from the dead, just back into the story. Featured right there on the cover, Ranger Slayer, fantastic character. But she's from the land of the Coinless, from Draken's universe. She's being brought in and she's searching for the Morphin Masters. This is a fantastic event. Can't sing its praises high enough. Next up, clocking in at number 9 on my list is none other than the finale to King Kong the Great War from Dynamite Comics. This has been great. World War II era, German submarine crashes in the midst of the war. Unfortunately, it was on Skull Island. So it's just been a straight up survival story, dealing with paranoia, dealing with the monsters on the island, dealing with surviving each other. And they're being tracked by Kong toward the end of the story. And it's going to be the big standoff, see if anybody lives or not. The entire run, I picked up the C covers by legendary Kong artist Joe DeVito. And I love seeing that they've bookended issue 1 and 6 with these sepia sketch covers. Gorgeous book. So that's the 9 books that I have that I'm picking up for certain. And I had to throw a cover pick in here for number 10. We're going back to where we all started with the World's Finest Annual. We have this gorgeous John Jang variant that'll be a direct market cover, not a retailer exclusive. You'll be able to find this in your shops. I just love his unique style and everything. He just plays so well. Look at the square-jawed Superman, the little foof on the hair. It's just, dude, I love it. That wicked, hauntingly scary Batman, just that night and day, that yin and yang. I just love how this cover plays. I'm a stan for John Jang's art. It just hits on a different level for me. Absolutely love it, but big excited for that one. Definitely going to be picking up an extra copy to add to the weekly giveaway. I do a live stream every Tuesday at approximately 2 p.m. where I look at the books I picked up, talk just news, hang out with the chat for a while, and I run a weekly giveaway. Just be present. That's all you got to do to enter. I draw a name via random comment picker kind of thing out of the chat. So be sure to tune into those. So I appreciate everybody hanging out, checking out my top 10. Be sure to leave me a comment down below. And if you want to support the channel farther, check out the merch store down below, pick up some cool stuff, or hit that join button and consider becoming a channel member today. Become a Legionnaire, join the ranks. And until next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.